Hello and welcome to another one of my videos. Today I will be talking about the Six of Cups. I was hoping for a better quality sound for you in this video already, but I am still waiting for my microphone and the other equipment to be delivered. There's a bit of a delay. So I wanted to just keep on releasing videos for you as they are now, and as soon as I can upgrade my equipment, we will get a better sound. So today we will be talking about the Six of Cups, and I will start by describing the card, and then we will, as usual, dive a bit deeper into the symbolism of all the elements that we can see in this card. And I will list the meanings of this card in readings at the end of the video. So if you are just interested in knowing what this card means in divination, you can jump now to the end of the video, and the timestamp for when I start talking about this is shown below now. Okay, so now we'll have a look at the card and we'll start to decipher the symbolism that we can see here. So we are back in balance with this card. The 5 was a bit difficult, as all 5s are, but now we can see that we are back in harmony here in this card. Everything is very symmetrical, the colors are really vibrant and lovely. The sky is blue again, and we can see that the lotus flowers are looking very lush again. So we can already see that this is going to be a very positive card. The cups are being filled with water from the lotus flowers. They are not overflowing yet, but we can see that there is something happening within them, and I will explain what is happening there in just a moment. We also notice in this card that the sea is back at the bottom of the card. So this is again reinforcing this idea that this is a positive card. Everything is in harmony here and everything is where it should be. Let's hear a little quote from Book of Thoth now, and we will find out a bit more about what we can see in this card here. The lotus stems are grouped in an elaborate dancing movement. From their blossoms, water gushes into the cups, but they are not yet full to overflowing, as they are in the corresponding card below, the 9. So we have in this quote a confirmation that everything is in harmony in this card. Everything is flowing, the lotus stems are dancing, the water gushes into the cups. If we have a look at the shapes made by the lotus stems, the shapes are very organic, they're flowing, so we can again see this dance-like movement here. It's also important to see this lovely golden yellow color, because this shows us the influence of solar energy in this card that is very important here. First, before I tell you about the solar energy, let's also talk about the 9, because Crowley says that here in the 6, the cups are not yet full to overflowing, but they are in the corresponding card below, and this relates to the Tree of Life. We will see this in a moment. But first, let's have a look at the 9. So we can see that in the 9, everything is overflowing. So we have this full-blown happiness, we can say. Everything is overflowing here. But in the 6, the system is still contained. We have harmony, but it's not such an abundance like we have in the 9. Now let's hear another quote that will tell us a bit more about the card. Pleasure, in the title of this card, must be understood in its highest sense. It implies well-being, harmony of natural forces without effort or strain, ease, satisfaction. Foreign to the idea of the card is the gratification of natural or artificial desires. Yet it does represent emphatically the fulfillment of the sexual will as shown by the ruling sephira, planet, element, and sign. So we see here from this quote that the energy of this card is not a temporary moment like the 5 was. This is a state that we can live in. And this is due to the influence of the sun that has this eternal power. And the power of the sun is also fiery, like the power of Mars, but the power of the sun is very harmonious. It's like everlasting. It organizes all the other planetary powers and rules over them. So it is a kind of a power that carries both authority and love. So we can say that even though it's fiery like Mars, it is in a way its opposite, because Mars is very explosive, it's very immediate and sudden, and Sun has just this lasting power of creating harmony. Now, this next quote will bring us closer to discussing the Tree of Life placement and the astrological attributions of this card. This card shows the influence of the number 6, Tiferet, in the suit of water. This influence is fortified by that of the Sun, who also represents the 6. The whole image is that of the influence of the Sun on water. His fierce but balanced power operates that type of putrefaction. He is in the sign of Scorpio, which is the basis of all fertility, all life. Crowley mentions here this term putrefaction, and this is an alchemical term, and it means kind of the same as fermentation, we can say. And this, of course, is related to the transformational power of the sign of Scorpio. This card is associated with the Sun in Scorpio, and if we have a look at the Tree of Life, we will see that we have this double solar influence in the card. We are in the 6th Sephira of Tiferet, so we have ended our ethical triangle. Tiferet is in the middle pillar of the Tree of Life, and you can see that it is kind of in the middle of everything. So you can imagine this solar energy organizing and harmonizing all of the energies around it. And if we have a look at where the elements of the card are placed, and if we compare this with the Tree of Life, we will see something interesting as well. So we can see that we have the supernal triangle here, and we have the astral triangle down here, and the ethical triangle has been resolved. So we only have the Sun here to show us that only Tiferet remains. Hesed and Gevura have been resolved into the harmony of Tiferet. So this is what we can see in the card. This is the supernal triangle, and this is the astral triangle, like this. This is the astral triangle, and we have the Sun, but we are missing Hesed and Gevura. So here the Sun represents the ethical triangle. And if we have a closer look at the lotus stems here at the bottom of the card, we have 5 on this side and 5 on the other side. So 10, of course, is relating to Malkuth and our manifested material world. So this shows us that even though Malkuth is not shown in the card, we have the potential to accomplish everything in the matter. In the energy of this card. If you remember from my previous video about the Five of Cups, we had this really violent fiery energy of Mars that caused a lot of trouble in the suit of water. So all of the water evaporated because it was just too hot and too violent. But here we have the steady and balanced fiery power of the Sun. So the water is being kept warm enough to allow for the alchemical processes to take place. And we can see this transformation, this putrefaction that was mentioned in the previous quote, we can see it happening inside of the cups. So if you look closely, there are serpent-like shapes in those cups. And this shows us the transformative power of the sign of Scorpio. Let's have a look now at the Decan wheel. we are here in the middle decan of Scorpio. So this is Sun in Scorpio, and the time frame associated with this decan is from the 2nd of November until the 11th of November. I already talked about the meaning of the sign of Scorpio in my previous video, so you can have a look at that as well. But I haven't mentioned one thing that is really important here in the Six of Cups. And one of the quotes that I was reading to you mentions that the sign of Scorpio is the basis of all fertility, all life. And this is because every sign is associated with certain body parts. And Scorpio has our reproductive system, our genitals, and our excretory system. And this is why we associate the sign of Scorpio with fertility and the creation of life and power of transformation. So we can see the masculine fiery energy of the sun and feminine energy of the element of water in the suit of cups, being here in this beautiful balance, in this beautiful dance. And this is relating to the fulfillment of sexual will through the energy of Scorpio. You already know that we have a double influence of solar energy in this card. So the sixth Sephira of Tiferet and of course Sun in Scorpio. But we also have a double influence of water in this card, and this is why these two forces, fire and water, can join so harmoniously. And the double influence of water is first from the suit we are in, so the suit of cups connected with water, but also Scorpio is the fixed sign of water. So we can see where this perfect harmony comes from here in this card. If we have a look here at the base of the cups, we can see that we have a sign of Aries. Here we have the horns of Aries. And Aries is the second sign ruled by Mars. So Scorpio and Aries are both ruled by planet Mars. So we can see that we are starting to get an influence of Mars here in this card as well. And if we have a look at the sea, there are 5 waves in the sea. So we can see like echoes of the 5 of cups here. Also, the base of the cups has 5 round elements here. So we can see 4 of them, and we can imagine that it looks the same on the other side. So there's a 5th one there. And this is showing us that without the power of Mars clearing the space, we would not have this harmony. So the destruction of the 5 was necessary to create the space for this balance and harmony of the 6 to exist. And now I'm going to tell you a bit about the meaning of this card in divination. So the overall meaning of the card is pleasure. It's the feeling of being fulfilled. This is happiness. We are achieving something that means a lot to us. It's overall a very positive card. It shows that we are in harmony, that we can make our dreams come true. And it is also connected with something that is really important to us. This is like our true desire. In work-related readings, this can mean achievements, it can mean that we are getting exactly what we wanted. In relationships, this card will be showing a fulfilling relationship, a beautiful, passionate union between people. In spirituality, the Six of Cups shows the perfect balance of energy, so you are exactly where you need to be. If this card describes a person, this is someone sensual, someone who knows exactly what they want, and they are not afraid to reach for it. If Six of Cups shows up in your reading as advice, then this means just go after your desires, follow your passions, and it shows you that you will be successful if you follow what you really want to do. If this card shows in your reading as an obstacle, then maybe you are after the wrong thing. It is important to ask yourself these questions because maybe there is something that you secretly desire, but you feel that this is not a safe choice and you'd rather go for something that is easier to achieve or that you think is a more reasonable thing to be doing. So it might be the case that the thing you are after is just a distraction from the thing that you really want. So if you see this card, it is really useful to just think about it for a moment and just try to see your reasoning behind what you are trying to get. And maybe you will discover that there is something completely different that would make you feel happier. But for whatever reason, you are just forcing yourself to focus on something different. That's it for today. Thank you so much, and please remember to like this video and of course subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I would like to thank all of the people who are supporting my channel. This is really amazing. And thanks to you, I was able to buy the microphone and the professional audio equipment that is still on its way to me, but hopefully I will get it very soon and we will have better videos for you. So thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video about the Seven of Cups really soon. Thank you for today. Bye!